Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. So I'm sifting compost in my greenhouse and I'm getting ready to start to plant. It's January, it's the 4th of January, and I'm getting ready to start planting stuff. And what I'm going to plant today, I'm going to plant my onions, I'm going to plant some sweet peas as well. I'm a little bit late with the sweet peas, but I think it should be alright. I think it should still be okay. They might flower a little bit later, but we should be okay. And what I've got here is some used paper cups. I used these to grow in last year as well. And I'm just going to fill these up with compost. And this compost is this potting mix, or the seedling mix. It's a mix of vermicompost, and it's a mix of spent compost from growing last year. So some of the pots that I grew in last year, I've just taken the compost that looks okay out of that, sifted it down, got rid of a lot of the bulky roots, and I've added some vermicompost, and I'm going to plant into this. I'm just going to fill these cups up, and these cups are what I'm going to plant my sweet peas into. I haven't saved many loo roll middles, but loo roll middles would be ideal for these, for planting sweet peas in. I mean, this is a good way of reducing plastic as well. You can get these paper cups, I think they're about £1 for 10, and if you find the ones without the plain ones, they're a lot cheaper. Quite a little good trick to save on plastic. And what I've got here is some sweet peas that I used last year. And these are called Sweet Pea Mammoth Mix. And into these cups, what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant four seeds into the cup. Now I'm sure someone's going to come along and tell. I know I'm a little bit late with these, but I think they'll still be okay. I've planted them even later in the past, and they've still done all right. They do flower a little bit later than you'd hope, but yeah, you can live with it. But being late, that's the story of my life. I'm swear I'll be late to my own funeral. Okay, that's my sweet peas into those cups. I will plant some more sweet peas. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for some loo roll middles to save some loo roll middles, and I'll plant into them. I'm just going to add a little bit of compost to the top and just push that down, and we'll just leave them in the greenhouse to germinate. Oops, that one's fallen over. No way. That should make for a nice display. I'll wait till next month before I plant my peas, my actual peas, but I'll do those as well soon. Now what I've got here are some trays that these are just takeaway food trays. So I'm going to fill these with compost. I've just made some holes in the bottom. And these are what I'm going to plant my onions into. So all this plastic, this is recycled plastic. So we use it a few times in here, and then once we can't use it anymore in here in the greenhouse, then we'll send it off for recycling. But use it as much as we can. Look, a little worm egg. See that? See that little worm egg there? Just there. What I'll do with that is I'll put it into my compost pile. I'll give you an update on the onions that I planted just before Christmas. And Brian from Allotment Life, he normally says it's a tradition to plant onions on Boxing Day. That's the day to plant your onions. But I'm a little bit late, I know I am. But Brian, you know I'm always late. So I'm going to start off by planting my Ailsa Craig. and I'm just going to broadcast these into here. It's nothing more. I'm just going to sprinkle them on. Just like you would with salt and pepper on your chips. That's it. That's one Ailsa Craig. And another one there. And another one there. And what I'm going to do is in a couple of weeks' time, I'm going to plant some more of these. I don't mind how thick they are because we'll end up planting them in clumps anyway. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to cover them up with a little dusting of compost from my potting mix. The good thing about these boxes that I'm using is they come with a lid. So I'll fasten the lid on. I won't make it completely airtight. I'll just clip the two ends down. Yeah, I've deliberately filled it to the top because I want as much compost for the roots to develop. So there's a nice gap at the back here for the air to get out. But the reason that I'm closing it is it'll keep it warm air. Because I'm going to leave these in a cold, unheated greenhouse. I'm going to leave them around my old hotbed to germinate in. So they're my Ailsa Craig planted. I've got some Bedfordshire Champion. These are all the yellow variety. Onion seeds, they don't last more than a couple of years, you see. These are into their second year. Get them planted, even though they're a bit thick. This year, what I'll do with all of I'm going to get all of these seeds planted because I know they won't last much longer. So I'll get them all planted. So those three are Ailsa Craig. That one's a Bedfordshire Champion. What else have I got? Oh, my favourite. I've got my Rijnsburger. I still haven't figured out how to pronounce it. So someone, do me a favour, put me out my misery. Rijnsburger, whatever you want to call it. It's here. Someone tell me what it is. Tell me how to pronounce it. And I can't even open the bag. What's going on here? Oh, come on, man. There we go. My Rijnsburger, whatever you want to call it. So I'll just give you an update on my hotbed. Now the lettuce, they came up and they died, and I planted them again, and they haven't come up again. And it's been a couple of weeks, so I'm going to give up hope on those lettuce. But here we go. If we go over to my kohlrabi, they've all come up quite nicely, but there's a problem because something's eating them. I mean, they were populated over here and over here. They were full, but something seems to be eating them. The compost pile, the hotbed staying at a steady 12 degrees. That's fine. It's okay for what it is. It's warm enough for the soil to be germinating. There are my onions that I planted. They're looking a little bit straggly, but they're coming up. So what I'm going to do with these pots of onions that I've just planted is I'm going to use this part where I've had the lettuce in, and I'm going to just place them there so they can benefit from the warmth of this hotbed. So RS. These are I don't know why I've put RS, but these are my Rijnsburger, and they're going there. These are my Bedfordshire Champion, they're going there, and these are my 3 pots of Ailsa Craig. AS, that's fine. They're going to go there, and as soon as I see signs of life on here, what I'll do is I'll pop the lids off, and then we'll be able to see what's underneath. So that's my onions planted and my sweet peas planted. I'm going to leave it there for this one. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.